All right, is everyone ready for the Hocus Pocus panel? So first, we've got Omri Katz. You might know him as Max Dennison, joining us on stage. I feel like Bob Barker. Come on down! And next we've got Jason Marsden coming up. You might know him as the one and only Thackeray Binks. And then coming up, we've got Vanessa Shaw. You might know her as Allison. Well, welcome to the Hocus Pocus panel. I'm sure you're familiar with them. This is Liberty. I'm Melissa. We're hosting. It helps if we turn our microphones on. Yeah, there we go. I've got the blue.
Testing. Hey. Hey there. Hey.
Hi, everyone.
What's going on, Nashville? $1, Bob. $1. I can spin the wheel. Who here's from Nashville? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Dig it. Their first time in Nashville, hanging out. I live here.
Thank you for being a great host.
Yes, Vinny came in early and hung out at our casa, and we took her out last night and gave her a good downtown Broadway experience.
For my birthday.
What'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go home.
Singing or dancing?
We did singing and dancing.
Yeah, we did.
On our own.
We did. We had our own little dance party at Acme Feed and Seed.
Yep, we did.
Yeah. Omri was still stuck
DJ.
on an airplane.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
We'll
you
get
were
him
one
out
of the people that were grounded.
I got canceled.
You're not canceled. Don't say that. Don't put that on yourself,
Flight
Ricky
canceled.
Bobby. Do
Flight
not.
canceled. I'll be a little
Well,
more
sit
specific.
down.
Okay,
Get
yeah, we keep
comfortable.
standing.
Shall we?
Shall we? Oh.
I feel like you're towering over us.
Right here.
Hi.
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 We did bring a little reading material for you. If you've never seen the official Hocus Pocus cookbook,
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Nothing
I
good
have
can
not.
come from this book.
Nothing good can come from this book.
first of all,
Deep fried dead man's toe.
What harm could it do?
And nice.
Deep fried dead man's
Nice.
toe? Is that really?
Yeah. No, I
Billy
didn't know
Butchers and Zombie
But that would be,
Fingers. That's good.
I feel like this could be some sort of a podcast, video cast. You guys making these recipes?
We could do that.
TM, write that down.
I like
Let's
that.
do that.
I know you cook. Do you cook, Omri? Are you?
He does.
I am. 5-star Michelin chef right here.
Nice.
So I have to admit,
Okay.
I just recently saw the movie for the first time. I'll just leave. Exit left. I'm sorry.
I know, just leave, right?
Which movie?
Right? The Hocus Pocus. I don't know if you heard of it, but
Which movie?
I'm like the same
Hocus
age as you guys.
Pocus.
So when you were filming it, I was the same age, so I didn't like go to the movies and see it. Who knows what I was doing?
It's true.
Shame
Our
on
age
you.
and older
Shame
don't
on
really
you.
did not really see it as children.
Oh.
Right.
Oh my
medic
God.
staff. We need the medical staff quickly.
Melissa, who's a super fan, on the other hand.
A
Wow.
chair
Wow.
falling over, but it
Should we-
sounded like
Should we
drum
scoot this
kit.
a little forward?
She's very present
Matt,
and very
shame
much
on
in the
you.
mind. It's fine. This is fine. You good? I'm good. Okay, you're good.
Well,
All right, we're gonna get to this.
No,
This
we're not. good.
panel soon. I don't know what kind of
I would just
comedy
like to
hour
say
this
that
is.
Sorry,
Binks
hot mic.
was
Hot
cheated.
mic.
Binks, you were cheated.
I was cheated.
You were cheated.
How was I
I
cheated?
was told during the movie that this cat was like gonna live forever, and this girl was gonna have this cat forever, and then her kids would have the cat forever, and then he turns into this old boy again, and I was really mad. Hot take.
But secretly, is always in your heart. Yes.
The
So he does
afterlife.
live forever in you,
Just makes
And
me
you-
melt.
in the laugh of small children. Yes. The meows of kittens. That's where you'll hear me.
I'm just saying, you could have had your own thing. Like it could have gone on.
Right?
Binks, the series.
Maybe.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
I'm
in.
Yeah.
I'll be in.
I know a great voice actor who could do that.
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean should he should voice dub all my stuff for a change.
That would be great.
So, have you guys had the chance to sit down as fans of yourselves of the movie and watch it together?
Plenty of times.
Yeah.
Your
Right.
first thoughts, though, like the first time you're like, "This is amazing," or "What are we doing?"
I
It's
feel
fun.
like.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I'm
No, you-
monopolizing
no,
the
no,
whole
you
thing.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
At the same
No, you
time.
go
Ready?
ahead.
1, 2.
No, you go
No, you
ahead.
go ahead.
It's fun for me because I wasn't on set working with them. I dubbed Sean afterward. Like the movie was mostly done by the time I came on board. So what's fun for me is watching with them, is listening to them tell the stories from their experiences, because it's fun, it's fascinating, and who wasn't there. I always joke, I'm like, it's like going to a high school reunion, but you went to the high school for like a day, you know. So hey, nice to meet you. I don't remember you, but yeah, it's fun from my perspective. Yeah, and it seems like you enjoy it, rewatching it.
I do, actually, more and more. Initially, I was kind of like, oh, okay, but especially hanging out with these wonderful people, and, reconnecting, I tend to enjoy the movie even more and more, even though I hate watching myself.
It's great.
I think what's cool is what you were mentioning when we first did a commentary of the film together. You learned a lot. I learned a lot from you because we were, your post and we were in production. So it's funny because he's just like, I never knew that. And I'm like, I never knew that. So you learn so much more about each other. Doing
Right
something
here,
like that.
the oral history of Hocus Pocus, right here, because I also didn't remember a lot of stuff.
He
And she's
doesn't
like,
remember.
"Do you remember when we did all
Nope.
that?" I was like, "Yeah."
He's always like, ask Vanessa.
Is you were a teen at the time doing teenage things, Omri?
Yes, you
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
Didn't remember.
That
Brain
didn't-
cells
Until
fried
now.
since then.
So were you guys surprised at all by kind of I feel like if this is a movie that gained a real cult following later.
You think?
Just a little bit. I mean, look, there's no one here to see you guys. So
empty panel.
But was that very surprising for you guys?
I was just talking about this with a fan that asked the exact same question, and yeah, we were very surprised because it just kind of disappeared after it came out, and then like 20 years later, we did a D23 thing, right? That's what it was, and we got mobbed by like hundreds of fans, and we were just kind of all like,
Oh yeah, we did that movie.
What's going on here? Like I thought this movie disappeared.
It was really funny because it was just me, Omri, and Thora talking, and we're like, we miss each other. Why don't we have each other's phone numbers? This is weird. It's 20 years later. We loved each other. And then all of a sudden we look around and we're like, hello? Oh my God. And then all of a sudden we were pulled away from each other. Each person had somebody wanted to take a picture. And we're like, bye. Mobs of people. It was really interesting. It was like it was something that we thought should have happened immediately, right away, because it's such a beloved movie, and we loved shooting it. So we thought it was going to be an instant hit, and we were crushed that it was a total bomb. So 20 years later, it had its legs.
Yeah, it was released. I don't know if you all remember. It was released in July of 1993.
Yeah, this week.
Yeah, it was just
July,
celebrating
31 years ago, July 16th.
Yeah.
And I think wasn't Jurassic Park also released or something?
Like 2 weeks prior.
Yeah,
or
it was something like that.
Nobody
wanted
wanted us to succeed. Let's just say that.
Yeah, we heard Uncle Disney, like they're having this special Halloween Christmas movie come out called Nightmare Before Christmas, which is fantastic, but also I feel like a different vibe than ours, but that marketing people sometimes can't,
Differentiate.
yeah, they can't think on their own, So Hocus Pocus got dropped in July, sort of came and went, but it seemed to resonate in a lot of your hearts and minds, and kept passing it along to your kids, and now you all watch it like I watch like A Christmas Story or It's a Wonderful Life.
You don't watch this?
Oh, just sometimes. Oh, no, it's usually about this time where people on Instagram will send me pictures of their television, Like, look what I'm watching right now.
Yeah,
Just like-
exactly.
I really just assumed it's on a loop at your house. Was it not? You were there? No?
All my work is on a loop in the house. I force my son to sit down like, you're going to watch Daddy's work again today.
You don't want to deal with it.
Redo
What's
the
for,
scene
what's
with
for
me.
breakfast, Dad? Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, followed by a little Full House. Round it out with a little Erie, Indiana. He's going to see Uncle Omri. Yeah.
And a goofy movie for dessert.
None of Vinny's work
None of my
gets shown
stuff,
in my
no.
house.
So I don't want to point that out, but I mean, you haven't done as much. Are you okay with that? I mean, obviously you've done modeling. Vanessa, I'm looking at you.
Oh, me. Oh.
Haven't done
I
as
was
much?
like, I do
Jason's done
do
nothing.
modeling. What are you
Haven't
talking
done?
about?
Have you seen this girl, her resume? I mean,
I've seen a resume, but again, I just saw Hocus Pocus last week, so
Yes.
I'm working my way through
Yes.
movies.
Time to catch
The
up,
90s were
darling.
tragic, I
Time to
know.
catch up with the times.
But your career-wise, have you been okay with doing the major projects you've had?
Oh, yeah. It's been amazing. I really feel fortunate to have a career as long as I have and haven't had to do another job at all since being a teenager. You know, that's lucky.
A
Right?
blessing.
yes. For real. Yeah, for
It's a
real.
blessing.
They say there's like, I don't know, 80,000 SAG members, only 1% are actual, like, working. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, or 3%.
the 1% are the movie stars, and there's only 2% that work all together. And that other 1% is all the middle class actors, which is me.
Sounds like the
Yeah,
rich and the
same.
poor.
Just sounds like what's happening in
The
society.
1%ers.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what you want to hear, right? Yeah.
So deep.
What
What
else you got?
boring, you guys?
So when you guys were on the set and you're teenagers, kids, whatever, and you're dealing with these big time actresses like Bette Midler, what was that like for you?
Bette Midler. Who's that?
Did I get her name right? Did I say it?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Beaches. Come on. You know.
The way
Oh,
that
Anyway.
yeah, the blonde.
What? Sex in the City?
Anyway,
That's Bette
Yeah.
Midler.
Oh.
Oh, I see. Sex in the City, Bette Midler. I don't know.
You don't remember, do you?
No,
I do. I
I
was a huge fan
just-
of all of them. I literally watched Sister Act. I watched Beaches, and I watched Sarah Jessica Parker in Square Pegs growing up. So I was literally like, I cannot
Square
believe
Pegs.
all three of them are in this movie with me and whoever this guy is. No, I'm kidding. I watched Omri and Ari and Diana. So.
biggest actor here.
Anyway, I was
Amy
fans of
Thomas?
everyone, and even Thora, Monkey Trouble, and what was the Harrison Ford movie she did? I can't remember. The
that movie that you can't remember?
Where he's the
Anyway.
president?
yeah,
that
the
one?
president one. Anyway, I was a fan of everyone, so
Air Force
I
One.
just died and went to heaven. I was so excited.
But you guys said that you never really shared this like space with them on set, right? Because you were minors. So you're not. So it looks like they're working together, but a lot of scenes are actually not even in the same room.
Yeah, that's true because minors are only allowed to work 10 and a half hours.
With Bette
So-
Midler specifically, or just
All of them. We literally had to imagine them in the sky, and they had to imagine us on the ground. It was literally, I think, one scene, the salt scene, is when I was with all of them at once, which was very intimidating. I like barely acted with them, and then they were all in the same scene with me. It was a lot. But nobody knows this, but most of the time we were imagining them in the scene with us. We didn't even weren't in the room with them.
Yeah.
And because of their makeup too, the makeup time that they had, it was, I think people are getting faster with makeup, but took a long time, the prosthetics and everything. And then unfortunately our time frame, because we also had to go to school, not him or Thora, but me. I went by myself. You went? You did? You did?
I did. We had a set teacher, and I even
You
studied-
barely were there.
Mom, Dad, we're talking with people here.
I ditched school.
Sorry,
all
we're
the
arguing
time.
in
That's
front of
what
the
I
children
did.
again
I was just ditching school on set.
on set.
One of my on TikTok, I saw an influencer review Hocus Pocus and went to your scene with the salt and said she's not just not throwing the salt, she's performing it.
That was all Kenny. By the way, we're all going through puberty and just so tired all the time. Omri, Thor, and I. Well, not Thora. She was just tired anyway. But
I was just high.
and you were high. Um, but Kenny comes from choreography background. He was a choreographer originally, and so he was just like, "That's not gonna kill the witches, Vanessa, or protect you from the witches." Like I was like, "Do do do." What? He's like, "No, 3, 4, 5 times." I got very dizzy, but it was still much better than what I came up with because of my languid teenage self. So yeah, he was the one that infused energy into it.
So do you guys find it weird how many times virgin is said in the movie?
It's one of my favorite words. No?
So this comes from the fact that I grew up in a little bit generation than Liberty. She was a little older when the movie came out. I grew up in the generation that grew up watching it on Disney Channel every Halloween. So it was like just a big part of my childhood. That because of that movie, I asked my mom what a virgin was.
You're not the only one.
She was not too stoked. She was like, "Well, what do you think it is?" And I was like, an unmarried woman?" And she was like, "Exactly."
Yeah.
Doesn't explain it though, does it?
And if you notice, they never
Perfect.
mention it once in Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, I wonder if it was all the complaints. Mom's probably
Probably. Like, hey, can you drop the big V word?
Yeah,
And,
can you just say? And then of course Danny was
man.
a virgin lit the candle. I was like, oh, she knows a lot about her brother.
right? Or, he's an unmarried woman?
Yeah, I know. I was like, I
That's
still don't know the
weird.
logistics of how this worked.
Max, the unmarried woman, or known as virgin.
No, it's true, but she also is a smart kid. She's like, clearly he's a virgin if he lit the candle.
She put 2 and 2 together.
She's
She
smart.
may not have known logistics, but she knew the legend.
It's because she was from California.
California kids know what virgins are. Well, we
Yeah.
grew up with Madonna. So,
Yeah, we grow up faster.
So you were talking about the way that a lot of the scenes with the witches and you guys were not filmed together. Are there any other kind of cool behind the scenes facts that we would be interested in knowing like that? Because I never would have guessed.
So, not many people know this, but Thackeray, the cat, there were about maybe 50 of them. So this was back when you didn't have CGI. Well, we did have CGI, but where you could just multiply cats at will. So there was an animal wrangler who had like 50 different cats, 30 of which did 30 different things. There was the jumping on your shoulder cat. There was the sleeping cat. There was the walking alongside you cat. There was the
Close
cat in
the
your
book
face. The what?
The close the book cat.
The close the book cat. So we literally, every time we had to do a scene, not only did we have to know our lines, but we had to train the cat to come follow us or jump on our shoulder or sleep with us. So like we had to feed the cat a treat, do a buzzer rehearsal with the cat so he knew what to do. I admired this cat wrangler. He was amazing because the reason why you need so many cats is because they only learn one trick. So dogs are much better. They can learn many tricks. So that's why there were so many. And there was basically from floor to ceiling, I call them the wall of cats. And it was basically like as tall as that kind of pipe that's here of cats going meow, meow, So I remember us having to film far away from them because they were needed to be close by in case we needed them in a second. So I was always the one to do the training. They're like, we need one of you to do it. Vanessa, will you do it? Because they were like, I don't want to do it. You and Thora.
Yeah, being Omri cats was enough for me.
But
I'm filled with dad jokes.
even though he's
You
not a
think of
dad.
that?
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah. Nah.
Yeah. So going back into like after the movie, you're doing other things. There were so many, 90s shows, the kids shows coming out. Were there ones that you wanted to be involved in or you auditioned for that you didn't get?
all of them.
All every ABC
Well,
TV
So
show.
many.
No, we did get to be part of Erie, Indiana, which
We did.
was
That's where we met. Yeah.
that was a
Anyone
awesome
seen
kid
Erie,
show.
Indiana? That's about
Oh,
many
we got-
people
we
watched
got-
it back in the day too. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what?
You
got 3 hands for it. No.
If you haven't seen it, I think it's on Amazon. I think.
Might still be on Prime or
I-
Freebie.
I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't believe in it. But it's like little Twilight Zone movies, and he's fantastic in it. And they brought me in the second season playing this weird character. But it's so much fun. If you get a chance to check it out, highly recommend. But that's we met.
Yeah, it's pretty lucky that we got to be part of that show, even though we wanted to be part of all of them. Fortunate that we got to be part of that one.
But Amr, you always had this like casual approach to the business. Like you seem like, because you did it since you were a kid. I know you enjoyed it, but I didn't seem like you could care if you would.
Well, he left the business.
You left the business.
Yeah. I think I just always was seeking kind of, I guess, somewhat of just a normal childhood experience, and didn't really follow
Smart.
the Hollywood thing. Yeah, I wasn't drawn to it. Wasn't drawn to the glitz and the glamour. Wasn't for me.
Or the underbelly.
Or the what?
The underbelly.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we've seen a lot come out recently about bad things that happen to stars on sets and all the bad things. But did you feel like you kind of eluded that because you didn't get sucked into those?
Hold on,
or did you see some of that?
I gotta go on Facebook and mark myself safe from Nickelodeon. Hold
Okay.
on. Did that? Yes. Yeah. I was fortunate. I never had any troublesome experiences. Thankfully.
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
Any trauma
I would say
that you want to share with everybody?
I think all performers or all actors experience some level of like exploitation, because it's a business and they're trying to like persuade you into doing things and this and that, but nothing severe, nothing traumatizing or anything that had like long-term psychological effects on me. Well, maybe a little bit, but not too bad.
Just made you want to leave the business.
Yes. Yeah. Other things as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I think for me there's a lot of pressure for females in the business. I think more than the guys, obviously. My mom was great in protecting me from weirdo predators, and also people. I went to normal high school, junior high school. I didn't go to professional school, so I was in public school, and she wanted to keep that normal for me. So I feel like I was protected from a lot of could-be problems because some people wanted me to do things underage that I shouldn't have done, and so definitely was protected. But we grew up, in a small community of young actors, and a lot of people, it was hard to make the transition from child actor to, an adult actor that's, doing adult roles, so, well, not that kind of adult, but you know what I mean. Like mature. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, just the normal movies with people of the age. Anyway, so
Or just
I don't
utilizing
mean
different
that.
adult humor. I mean, like Sam and Cat. That's a completely different type of show that we would have seen when we were kids.
What's the show?
Like a Sam and Cat kind of Nickelodeon
Oh, I see.
humor.
Oh, okay.
More adult, we would have seen that growing up in the 80s. That kind of.
Oh, I mean, early Nickelodeon. Come on, you can't do that on television. Anyone watch that? How old am I? Yeah, there we go. There's my
That's the one that they got
almost
slime?
50-year-olds. What's going on?
The slime show.
The slime show.
Yeah. Yeah, we met that host at 90s Con from the
Oh,
slime.
Mark Summers. Yeah.
Summers.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
I
were
fangirled
so excited.
hard.
Us
Yeah.
three were like, oh my God, it's Mark Summers.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, guys.
I'll do a physical challenge
Yeah.
right now.
So who else do you guys geek out about? I mean, you're traveling, you're seeing all kinds of fandoms and stuff you have to love.
I can't wait to meet V. Neal has been next to me. V. Neal, I love you. She's been next to me. I'm like such a fan of like special effects makeup, and she's a pioneer. And she's working on all the cool movies I loved. Guy who plays Jason. I mean, I geek out about everybody.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You?
I mean,
You don't have to just shout out the people here.
No, but we got a picture with Christopher Lloyd in the Back to the Future
That
movie.
was,
That was super cool.
Yeah.
They never saw me melt down so crazily.
She's
They
a
were
big
like-
Back to the Future fan.
I was like,
Vinny.
and they're like, Vinny, we've never seen you like this.
Got
It's
to meet Alice
identity.
Cooper in Detroit.
Yeah, that was really
super cool for me.
Does everyone watch
Elvira.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cassandra Peterson.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cassandra.
Who's having her own event in Washington in a couple of months.
I know
Yes.
we got invited.
And guess we'll be there.
We'll be there as well.
Yeah.
And you guys watch House of the Dragon? Anyone watch House of the Dragon?
Matt
Oh
Smith.
yes.
And what was his name? He
Matt
also
Smith.
Matt Smith.
He was also a Doctor Who. But we were excited to meet him, and we used our clout and snuck into a photo shoot with him. And he put her arms around us, and then we leave, and Vinny's like, guys, come back. He had called us back because he was a fan of Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't recognize you. It's just, he had millions of people in his line. So he was just like, I was just taking the photos and just saying hello, and then someone mentioned it was you guys. I love that movie, so it's cute.
Yeah, that's pretty special,
Well, I'm bringing it back to Hocus Pocus. Now, you were the voice actor for Binks. So, did you spend a whole lot of time on set, or were you more just kind of off in your own, voice booth?
No, I can't. The only time I spent on set was if I was doing Boy Meets World on the same lot, and I would visit the set because they were friends of mine.
Yeah.
So I was on set twice. Once I saw the shot of Sarah Jessica entering the witch's house, and it's a low angle shot of her cape kind of billows over the lens. I was there for that. That was a set. That the cottage is in a soundstage. And then again, I saw you guys in the car being chased by the witches. It was a rear projection of the woods flying back. It was half of a car. Bette Midler on a cable. I couldn't believe they're actually doing their own stunts, slamming against the car. But then I came in months. The movie was mostly done by the time I came into it. Mine was just a few days in a theater watching it on screen.
Oh, so did you record it as you watched it, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's neat.
Yeah.
Now, did the accent for Thackeray, was that something that you had to work on, or was that something you kind of improvised and came up with?
Hey, look. I watch that movie sometimes. I'm like, am I doing Australian? What am I doing? Did I not take this seriously?
Oh, Max.
Yeah,
Let's go down under.
Next.
Oh, a virgin lit candlelight.
Yeah, that's right. Now try it again, Mark. Yeah. No, it's what they wanted. They wanted an old world sound, colonial England. There's lots of immigrants that came around that time. They're probably
That's
Irish.
what you made it out to be. Yeah.
That's-
Well, I didn't know if
Just
you
a
had to.
hodgepodge.
Yes, that's it. It's a hodgepodge.
tiny.
Thank you.
Old
Some
timey.
Aussies came in there
Yes, I think I was going for purely English, but yeah, a little softer old world sound is what they wanted. That's what
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know if that was something that you had to take a class to learn, or you had to work
I mean,
a
he's
dialect
He's just
coach.
that talented.
This
He
guy
can
just
just whip it out.
Yeah.
You're
Why
black.
should I question that? I apologize.
You guys are too nice.
The talented
Too nice.
Jason Marsden.
Oh, don't stop. More, yeah.
Come on, yeah, clap, clap.
Bless you.
But you're also still doing other voice acting. I mean, what else? Who else are you, Goofy?
Goofy's my dad. That's my dad is Goofy. Oh, yeah.
I'm Normal in Garfield and Haku in Spirited Away. Yes.
Now
See,
you.
he just whips it out like that.
I'm like,
We're just like,
I'm Max.
hello,
Tyson.
how are you?
Oh, come on.
Max,
It's
what
just
a
bunch of
marvelous
hocus
introduction.
So you guys have such an amazing bond that we
Midler,
can see
everyone.
that you've been building, going to the cons and traveling and whatnot.
Can I
From
share a story real quick?
What?
Vanessa's been staying with me, and she had an audition for this awful human being, very bitchy woman, and she asked me to read with her, so I'm reading off camera, and I just never seen you like that before. Just a testament to herself as a performer, but she finished the take. I'm like, I don't like this. I'm very uncomfortable. You're very mean to me. I don't like it. It was it was so much fun. She's just to witness her
Aw,
awesomeness.
thanks.
Yes. No wonder
I'm
she
so
works at
happy
town.
it could be you.
Yeah.
I could be that mean. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
I want to read some lines with you guys.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. If I need someone, I'll
Dust
call you.
it all
You
off.
can do it on Zoom.
Zoom.
Yes.
Zoom audition.
Yeah. And if I book it, you gotta do it every time.
No worries. I'm your good luck
All right.
charm.
If you got offered a job, like a TV series,
I'd
would
be
you do
in.
it? You be in?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
But I would definitely consult with my fellow for expertise with you guys, since you guys are actually still working actors. And I'm like, how do I knock the dust off of off of my skills?
riding a bike.
So what are you doing besides this if you're not acting and this is it?
Y'all ready?
This is it. Okay. This
All
is
right.
it.
Earmuffs.
I think this is it.
I am in the cannabis industry. So I grow weed for all you
I thought you
minors
said
out-
campus industry. And I'm
Yeah,
like, what's
yeah.
that about?
Yeah, I own a Camping World franchise in Silmar, California.
On campus.
Yeah, we sell Coleman RVs and I grow weed. And my brand is called. It's my manager
Promote
over
yourself.
here. The Married Gangsters. We're out of California. We have a website called themarriedgangsters.com where we sell some merch and more information coming about that. And that's what I'm doing now.
Well, wasn't that fun?
And doing cons and putting on our own event as well.
Yeah.
We're going to talk
Yes,
about that.
tell
in a moment.
everybody about
We're
that.
going to talk about that
That
in
is
a
very
moment.
exciting.
Yes.
Or
Go
we
for it.
won't. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
I have a
so
question for Jason.
Yes.
And you, well, whatever. But do you still communicate with anybody from Boy Meets World?
Yes, occasionally I see them at conventions, and in fact, Ryder, who's also Ryder Strong, he's also a professor, English professor, and he was talking about Spirited Away, and he called me and I've asked if I would do a voice for his class. So yeah. Short answer, yes.
I didn't know if anything else would come out. Just like But
What do
also,
you want to know? What?
why don't they
What are you
talk
fishing
anymore? What
for?
happened? What's the?
Between Ben and everyone else?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Ben is I don't know. He's evolved. Everyone, we all evolve. He's doing his own thing. I don't know exactly what went on between all of them, but I'm glad that Ryder and Danielle and Will are tight and doing their thing, making everyone happy. Yeah.
Vanessa, you look like you know something. You're like, don't ask me though.
gossip queen over here.
No, I met Danielle finally at one of the 90s cons, and it's funny because I was like, you're named Topanga after the place I grew up in. And she's like, I know, because the producer's from there. I'm like, I know. It's funny having that iconic name be the place where I grew up. So, but she was post my time
And
because I'm old.
I grew up at the base of Topanga as well.
You did.
We were like neighbors.
We were
We
neighbors.
didn't even know it. Oh my god.
We did know it. I went to your birthday party. What was
Very
it,
true.
17?
Probably.
18?
I don't remember.
Went to his birthday
Didn't
party.
get an invite to that.
It was just me. I don't know why. He didn't have any friends.
You were still in the sound booth. You were still doing post production. Sorry.
No, Jay lived in like Toluca Lake. It was just too far away.
To his
So,
credit, yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's outside the
It's-
invite boundaries.
It's not like in Tennessee where people will drive a good click to somewhere. Like in LA, it's 20 minutes away. It's too far.
It's too far.
Which is literally the next like town over is 20 minutes away.
It's silly. It's very silly.
Burbank's like 2 hours away with traffic.
So what's it like when fans bring merch up to you and you're like, oh my gosh, was I on this? Do you see like a Teen Beat magazine every now and again or some throwback like
God,
that?
I wish.
I'll get some weird shit. I mean, weird stuff.
Items?
I got, it was at the last convention. Was it last? In New Jersey HorrorCon. And somebody brought up my very, very, very first movie. So Ladybugs I claim is my first movie, but there was a horror movie I did when I was 4. Because it was my mom's friend's movie. It was her debut. And she's like, Vanessa's so cute. She could be the little girl in it. So this person brought up the VHS of that movie. I'm like, you're the first ever. How did you even get this? He's like, I ordered it. It was like took forever. So there is something out there that was like, I couldn't believe it. I had to take a picture and show my mom. I was like, this is the first of that ilk, where I played this like sweet little girl named Angel, 4-year-old. I fell in love with the guy that was a clown who did tricks for me. And I told him I loved him on set. And
Are you
that
sure
was
this
the
is
first
real?
line.
Are you sure this happened?
This doesn't sound like it's going to have a good ending.
Oh, it was a terrible ending, but he doesn't kill me. No kidding. I don't die, of course.
I thought you really fell in love with the clown.
I
on
really
set.
did. He was so sweet. I really loved him. And I told him I loved him. Yeah. I was 4. I know. Anyone who could juggle I was really into, I guess.
Nice.
It's a joke, you guys.
I was like, I think there might be another documentary coming out soon about clowns, and
Yeah, I was not
In
scared of
Hollywood.
clowns. Everybody has a clown fear, but I don't. None of you do probably, because clearly there's one there. So
Well, I got to know Hocus Pocus 2. Did were you consulted on any of it? Were you ever did anyone reach out to you about it or
no.
Here's some intel that I have because I've been communicating a lot with David Kirshner, who is the creator of Hocus Pocus, and
He came up with the idea.
Worked on, created American Tail. I mean, he's been around forever. But he had what he was explaining to me is that Uncle Disney, the creatives, were not interested in bringing back any of the original cast. The reason they thought it would be distracting is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
But he pushed really hard, and he convinced them to get Thora, but then Thora got busy doing something else, so that sadly didn't work out. But there is a 3 they are working on. We are aware of this. No one has called me. No one's called you. No one's called me.
No one's
that was
called
going to be
that.
the next question?
Oh yeah, actually, I got the call.
Oh, well, right on. Well, good.
They already booked me in advance, and they said not to say anything to Vanessa and Jason. But,
Or any of the
whoops,
public.
Cat's out of the bag.
Oh, or cat's in the bag.
In the
Apparently.
bag.
Oh my gosh.
Please
Help everyone.
No, it's
I'm
been
sandwich.
It's just been crickets out there for now.
But they're
Yes.
working on the 3rd, and then there's other side projects that might expand the IP, as they do. So, but yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I have heard the word franchise thrown around, which is very exciting.
so now I'll get personal. Are you still getting paid for when we watch this movie?
Yeah, every time.
Okay, I was making sure.
Yeah.
I was explaining to my son, I was like, sometimes they get paid residuals and sometimes they don't, and I don't even know if they're making anything for it.
Yeah,
Well,
I just
it's a
bought a
good-
new mansion with the residuals I get.
That's from your other business.
It's good though.
Not
It's
that
good that
business
you
either.
say, because you're kind of right. The residuals are not worth until the actor strike last year, were not fairly distributed, and now I think they are. But we just appreciate you all as fans because it's the biggest residual I still get. And it was my second movie ever. So thank you so much for being amazing and watching it millions of times a year.
And I can't think of a better way to meet you guys except here, but in Salem.
In Salem, yes. We did this last year. We host our own event.
It was the best.
It was so much fun. We call it It's Just a Bunch of Halloween. And I have cards on our table I can give you if you're interested. If you're going to be in Salem, October 11th through 13th, us and Larry Bagby and Tobias Jelenic, who played Larry in Ice, who played Jay in Ice.
Jay and Ice.
We're all hosting a party, a big party. And we're going to be there. It's not going to be like, we're going to come up on the top of a staircase and wave and go back in. We're going to be partying with everyone.
We'll party with you.
Big old costume party. There's a trolley tour. You can ride a trolley with us, go all to the different events, different locations in Salem with us on the trolley as well. There's a themed burlesque show if you like burlesque, if you like that sort of thing. It's be Hocus Pocus themed. We are not taking our clothes off.
Oh,
we will be. You
Well,
can't
maybe
do it.
you.
We're working on it,
I'm
yes.
doing burlesque. I don't know about these guys, but I'm performing.
Newsflash, you can see Omri's boobs and butt.
Nudes?
Yes.
Nudes flash?
Nudes flash.
Do we have any audience questions?
help.
We will in a
Let
second.
me
Hold
wrap
on,
it
we're
up.
not done yet.
And then the big finale is we're gonna screen the movie and do live commentary.
Yeah, we're going to do
To
the
it.
commentary.
Did we talk about meet and greet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a
and
meet and greet.
A meet and greet.
If
as
you
well.
can't get enough of us now, you can get more of us then.
You get a lot of us then.
Yes.
It's a full packed weekend, and last year was so fun.
It's a
And you
lot
can
of fun.
check out our website. It's just a bunch of Halloween.com.
Buncha. Buncha.
Yeah. Tickets, info, all that jazz.
And now we have some questions.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi.
I was gonna ask, since Laura was unable to attend, if you guys had any good stories about her working with her on set.
Oh, yeah. She is
Diva.
hilarious and still is hilarious. I I was there obviously with the scene where she was doing, a virgin lit the candle. It was really hard to be off camera for her, but because she kept doing like with the hat, like going, over her eyes even more and more and more. But the final one that we used, we just kept cracking up was, that one where she's like, a virgin lit the candle. And she was so funny and so like Fallout funny all the time. And she knew everyone else's lines. Like she basically knew where everyone should be standing, what their lines were. Very precocious young lady. And she was 10 playing 8. She lost her tooth on set. She had to wear a flipper. I don't know if you know what those are. It's a fake tooth you put in like a retainer. Thank you. And her mom and my mom hit it off. It was cool. And she basically was like the sweetest girl ever. And we would sing songs, she and I, off camera. Just like whatever pop songs were on, the popular songs. It was pretty cute. It's pretty sisterly fun. He was rarely around, or like barely around, but
It's not true.
just kidding.
But I want to say though, our relationship on screen really mimics our relationship off screen.
It's true.
Like
and
it was just
your relationship with her, mine with her is
Yeah.
similar.
super family vibes.
Do we know what the tooth fairy gave for the tooth? What was the going rate on a set?
Back then,
I think it was like $2 back then.
I think it was a Tootsie Roll.
For Thor, it might have been a
Smarties.
sob.
Ripped off.
She got a new car.
She really did. She got a multi-picture deal.
Multi-picture deal.
Right. So there's that random scene on the VHS tape of the pool scene. Were you guys in that? What was going on with that?
You say pool scene, like a
The
swimming
pool
pool?
scene on a VHS, like a random, like the first cut,
But was there any pool?
like an unedited cut. You mean like a?
Unless it was like Sean Murray climbing up the wheel thing. That's the only thing I
You
could
mean
think
like
of was
a
water.
swimming pool?
Like a high school, like an outtake of a high school swimming pool or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I never
um,
saw that. You'd see, sometimes the fans know more than we do. It's terrible.
Yeah.
We got to catch up on those
Because
stuff.
in the high school part, maybe there was maybe they
Swimming
used a
pool?
part of a swimming pool that they cut out. I don't remember.
So I had a question
Sorry.
for Jason. So I remember Hocus Pocus growing up. I was like, I think 10 or so when I first saw it. And I love cats. And when
Thanks.
you see Binks get killed multiple times in the movie, how does it feel to be part of my childhood trauma? And I'm sure every child's childhood trauma, seeing Binks die so many times, and then he actually finally dies.
And he shouldn't have, right? No, he was robbed.
We were robbed.
Yes.
9 lives.
It feels so good to wreck your childhood. As an actor, we want to like make that impact. We want trauma and yes,
Positive and
Feels good.
negative.
yes.
No, I
Turned out
remember
great.
when we had to watch human beings die, come out of it and die. I remember Jim Henson died that day, and I was really sad, and I just cried my eyes out. And then Kenny's like, "Can you bring it back? It's more about Thora's character." I was like, "Okay, good," because I was like, "Sorry, I just brought it."
Oh, Chrissy.
Hi. Okay, so I have a question. I'm a huge
Yes.
fan.
Chrissy.
You all know that.
Yes.
What is your favorite scene? Each of you in Hocus Pocus.
Favorite scene.
My favorite was it's yours too, huh?
Probably.
The scene where he brings the witches back to life, because it was all practical effects. That whole movie, I mean, so much special effects in movie making these days. So there were real floorboards moving, and the wind was really blowing, and the doors were opening, and the light bulbs were
Chandelier
popping,
bulb,
and I was just like, "Can we do it again every time?" Because it just felt like a ride.
It was. Yeah, I would say any time we got to shoot within that house, which was mainly that scene, they recreated that from scratch, and the amount of detail that they put into it was just, I can't even describe it. Like, even the film doesn't describe how amazing it was in real life.
But you loved. Yeah. But you also invoked the burning rain of death, which that was probably a cool scene to shoot. You like
Lighten up the fire
lighten up the
sprinklers.
fire. Yeah. Right?
I am the great and powerful Max.
The burning rain
I
of
saw
death.
the burning rain of death.
I feel like this would make an excellent Disney ride. I don't know if it's.
I've said
Thrown
this
out
already.
there.
I've said it 30 times. It needs to be a Disney ride.
It's up to you guys.
You go in, light the candle, and then everything happens as the individual.
We definitely
It'd be a
give
very long ride because
Haunted
it'd be
walkthrough.
one by one, but it could be Haunted Mansion style where it's like a group doing it too. Who knows? But
Or even, like
Pocus
a,
Mansion,
or even like a haunted walkthrough.
Mansion Pocus.
Or an escape room. But the cottage.
I'm scared. I've never done one of those.
We'll do it.
Oh,
It's
they're
fun.
fun.
It's fun.
Let's go tonight.
Hey, thanks for coming out. This is really cool.
Yeah,
You got
excited for
We're
just
not here
wondering,
tomorrow night.
did they
We're not.
fun props from
You
set?
guys be professional for crying out loud. He's trying to ask us a question.
I'm sorry. We're
So
arguing
sorry.
again.
So
We're arguing
sorry.
again. The parents. Sorry. Go ahead. Please start
What's
over.
your name?
John.
Joe, make it quick. What's going on?
No.
You guys are funny.
Time's up.
Did you guys, John,
John, sorry.
did you get to keep it props from set?
Keep any props?
That's
Set.
a good question.
Yes, I stole one of my green bikes. Kind of. I begged and pleaded for because they had like 5 of them, and then I got so my Nikes got stolen.
Yeah.
In the movie. So the rest of the movie, I wore these kind of, I don't know, these like boots type of.
Work boots.
Yeah, they were kind of like workman boots. So I stole those, and or kept. Sorry, not stole. Kept. What else? Oh, I got. I guess just recently, last year, I found my tie-dye shirt in my dad's storage collection. So I guess I kept one of those, and that's about it, I think.
Did everybody get a complimentary black cat to take home with them?
Where are you?
Oh, I'm over here.
Disembodied
Sorry.
voice.
Oh, right here.
Did everybody get a cat?
Here,
Since
we
there
got
were so
one right
many
here.
on the
We
set.
kept this one.
I have
It grew out of
Allison's
its
earrings, by the way. Her earrings that she wore. Yeah, I didn't wish I had other stuff, but anyway, I don't.
Should have stolen it like I did.
Oh, also, sorry. One fun thing is that Kenny gave Thora and I gave me a jewelry box with a painted version of the witches flying across the screen in that epic flight image of them, and yeah. So I have a jewelry box still from that. It's cool.
You've mentioned Kenny Ortega several times, and I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about what it's like to work with a director like Kenny.
He's a big kid. A lot of fun, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. It's just that film and everyone's energy, no matter how talented you are, would just have been nothing if you put. I wouldn't say nothing if you put a different director, but it just goes to show like everybody's performance was really brought out by him. He is just that kind of person that's, talking about his choreographical background. Is that a word? Choreographical? Yes.
I think so.
It just goes to show just like how much of that energy was brought out because of him.
Yeah, he was magical. Like I mean, I think because he was a choreographer, I think he has a sense of rhythm and movement. And of course, I'm sure there wasn't supposed to be like this amazing, musical scene with Bet. I mean, that wasn't written in the original screenplay. So it was, and honestly, it was written a lot scarier. And the comedy came out, and I think he was probably part of that comedy. And they did a rewrite, but I still think he was part of creating that rhythm and humor. And there was another choreographer named Peggy who had dealt with specific movements of each of those witches and what they would be like. And I just felt like, again, being lethargic teenager, I felt like every day he'd come on set and he'd have more energy than any of us. And he'd be like, "Hello, now we're going to film." And it was just so like, we were just like, dragged ourselves out of bed. and it just made it exciting and fun. And
He's still like that.
he's still like that.
Yeah, I just spoke with him a couple weeks ago.
You
And,
always
like,
get to speak with him, Jelly.
No, there'll be some times I go whatever, but yeah, no, he's just like you can hear it in his voice. Like he's just got this kid-like spirit where he's just like, oh hey, and just energetic, and it's amazing. It's inspiring. It's intoxicating. Not yeah.
Kenny Ortega's been around forever. He was Gene Kelly's protege. He worked with American Zoetrope, Francis Ford Coppola's company, and
Hair on Broadway.
Did Hair on Broadway.
Yeah.
And just to show you, who's seen Hocus Pocus 2? Okay. And without making any sort of comment on it, but the second movie, it feels different than the first one, doesn't it? That's just the difference of the directors. If that illustrates what we're kind of talking about. Oh, bless.
Oh, thank you.
We missed all too.
We missed
But
all.
thankfully, you're all here to see them today. Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
We hope you guys maybe learned something new or heard something maybe that you can pass along. Do you have your VIP photo ops purchased? One person? Is that one person? You can still buy them. It's okay. They're not sold out, I'm pretty sure. So that's going to happen straight behind you. The line will form, and you guys can get your picture taken with all of them together.
We'll stand, you can be here, and we'll put our arms around you like this, like that, like this.
And this,
Like this,
is
everyone.
like that,
Like
this,
she'll
like
be-
that, and
Yes. We'll make it fun and silly.
And of course, they'll be at their booths
And we'll
throughout
just
the
stand.
weekend.
Yes.
And you can get your autographs, and that's okay. Thank you for coming to Nashville HorrorCon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all. You're the best. No, you're the best. Seriously, you
Microphone
are. Thank
drop.
you so much.
Thank you,
We're not
guys.
going anywhere, I guess. Love you.